Thank you for joining me here on Dover Beach, Christchurch, in almost COVID-free Barbados. I want to expose you to the kind of projects you may be involved in during your Pathways journey. My current path is dynamic leadership. I am just starting on level 5, which is the final level in that path. During level 4, I was given the opportunity to pursue an elective project of my own choosing within Pathways guidelines. I chose establishing a social media presence. I am already very active on Facebook, so it would have been easy for me to embellish my presence a bit to qualify for the completion. I decided to stretch myself and learn some new skills that might generate cash at some point. Using Zoom, YouTube, and my old $450 US laptop, I can now produce videos like the one you are watching. I would now like to visit a very important area of Pathways for you. I'm going to assume that you've already logged into Pathways, into Toastmasters.org, and I want you to go down here to the word Pathways. Click on that. In the drop-down menu, I want you to go to the words Basecamp and click on that. That will take you to the Basecamp main screen, to the introductory screen, the Pathways main screen. And what I want you to focus on in this is this center box here. First thing you should notice is this box, which is a drop-down menu, which has the name of the club or clubs that you belong to. It's important that the club you want to get credit for the next thing you achieve be listed here. You can change it at any time, but whoever's listed here when you achieve something will get credit for that particular activity towards a distinguished club program. Next, go down to the next line where it says Go to Basecamp and click on that. Once you're in Basecamp at its main page, down here on the lower right, you'll see the word My Badges. Click on My Badges, and now you're going to see a page full of badges that I have earned through Pathways. You will notice that I've earned a total of 24 badges. Some of those 24 were significant completions, so you can guess from that number that I have earned a few Triple Crowns. Next, I want you to go over and look at this badge, which happens to be a level 4 badge. There are 5 paths. There are 5 levels in every path. So this is the one before the last. And you will notice I've achieved 3 different level 4s. This one you'll notice are level 3s that I've achieved, and you'll notice I've gotten 3 of those, naturally. If I got 3 4s, I should have 3 3s. Okay, the next thing is much more interesting is this badge here. It says Pathways Mentor Program Completed. And if, on my case, if we go straight down to the bottom, I have a badge here that says Pathways Mentor Program Activated. So I got a credit when I activated that particular path, and then I got another badge when I completed it. Why this is interesting is because organizations are in desperate need of talent, whether you're in churches or charities or government or corporations or whatever. Everybody needs talent. So the employee of those organizations that can help develop talent by mentoring people is much more valuable than just an ordinarily day-to-day, do-your-own-job kind of employee. So letting your employers know that you have this kind of a skill can be very important to you. Next, we'll move down 1 badge, and this one here is a badge I earned for a level 5 completion. It says Motivational Strategies Proficient. In other words, I have learned some techniques and practiced some techniques motivating people. Now I take this skill out of Toastmasters back to my home where I can motivate my children, my significant others, people at my church, my work, wherever I happen to be going. I can go and motivate people to get a larger job done than the one I could just do myself. Now, if you can do that in a corporation or a business that you're hired to work in, you are a much more valuable employee because you're multiplying, you're a force multiplier. You can get more things done, accomplished out of a team than you can just doing yourself. That can mean more money, that can mean better jobs and more responsibilities for you. Likewise, you can see I've also gotten I'm presentation mastery proficient, so I'm very good at making presentations. And the final one I'd like you to look at is leadership skills are important to any organization, whether again in a family, in a church, in a religious setting, in your jobs, whatever. People who can know how to be leaders can get more work done for an organization, can accomplish more things for an organization than they can just by themselves. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to step up a level, back again, and I'd like to go to education, and I'm going to go to the Pathways Learning Experience. And if I scroll down here, you will see those same bad symbols again, and these are the 11 paths that are available today in Pathways. Things like innovative planning, engaging humor, effective coaching, dynamic leadership. You saw I also took a mentorship program. Mentoring is different than coaching, and Pathways go into all of that. Now, let's look at some leadership tasks, leadership paths. This is dynamic leadership. Helps me develop my skills in being a better leader. The next path I could take if I chose to, I'm interested in it, I could take leadership development. So it not only makes me a good leader, but it helps me to learn the techniques of developing other leaders. And again, that's a multiplier. And when you're a force multiplier, when you're an achievement multiplier in your organizations, you are going to accomplish a lot more. Finally, I'd like you to look at persuasive influence. And this is key. You all want to make, anybody here want to make $1 million? Well, guess what? If you're going to make $1 million in your life, you're going to need customers. You're going to need people to work with you. You're going to need people to work for you. You're going to need people to invest in you. And to make all those things happen, learning how to influence people is what's going to accelerate you towards your goal. So all through Pathways are these communication and leadership things where you can practice the skills you need to make yourself a more successful person in your life.